Good
Still morning
morning, afternoon.
for me. Yep, afternoon for you. I keep forgetting. Oh, happy end of the week. Um,
Yes,
Feels
we've
so
made
good to,
it.
yeah, sit down finally. I feel like I've been on my feet pretty much constantly until now. So,
Same. And this is a great space to be, to
yeah,
put our feet up and continue talking about world building.
yes. I, yeah, I've been back in my editing um for Heartfire, and I am fully immersed in this. Like, am I being consistent?
Mhm.
Do I have all the different layers of the things? And so, yeah, leading up to like between the last episode and this episode, I know we had a little bit of a break. But it's given me enough time to think about, like, am I hitting all the marks? Am I doing all the things to make this a believable world that's still fantastical in nature, but like again, I've got one foot based in reality and one foot enabling you know, this creative license to make something unique. So yeah, do we want to dive right in, or do we want to do any like updates? Do we have things that we want to share with folks, things to look forward to, or just
Ooh, I have a quick update.
okay, let's hear
I have a book cover,
it.
and
Yay!
I'm so excited about it, and it's spooky and amazing, and yeah, a peculiar artist, Nate, did an amazing job, and yeah, I'll be posting a snippet of it on my newsletter, which as as we discussed earlier, I forgot to send out on the new moon, so I'm gonna do it on the full moon.
I think, yeah, I think any time within the month probably is a fair shake, but
Yeah,
yeah, I like
it'll
that you're following the lunar cycles
I'm
either
trying
way.
trying to have some
That
sort.
means you get two chances, right? Like every
Yeah,
month. Like
exactly. That's where exactly where my brain was with it. But other than that, smooth sailing. Yeah, good stuff over here. Finally broke through a 2 month writing brain blip. So got through that writer's block. But yeah, smooth sailing. How about you? Anything you wanna
yeah,
know?
I have I'm further along in the drafts of my cover art. Um, I am really excited about where they're going. The problem has been too many good ideas. Um, yeah, I'm using Rin Vargo. She's been really great to work with, and yeah, the more things that she sends me, I'm like, these are all amazing ideas. I want to use them all. So I'm trying to pull elements of each of the things that I like
Mhm.
into a single design, and I think it's gonna have so much to like. The longer you look at it, the more you'll find, and yeah,
Amazing. Which is,
I-
I feel like kind of how Heartfire is in
yeah,
itself, you know? So that is awesome to have a cover that reflects
yeah,
that skill that
yeah.
you've put in and everything. That's great.
Yeah, thanks.
I
And
can't wait to see
otherwise,
it.
I'm in like my last like 50 pages of my final edits before I hand it off to my proofreader. Getting all my copy edits done, and yeah, it's good like momentum.
Good, good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. And if you guys have any writing updates that you'd like to share, tell us. Tell us down in the comments. We'd love to hear where you're at, where your stage is. Yeah, let us
Yeah.
know.
And how are you feeling about it too? Because I think that's a
Mhm.
huge part. Like every stage in this process seems like there's always a challenge
Yes.
connected to it. Like I don't know if there's any one thing that's like easy. Um,
No.
but yeah, but then you compare, it's like, oh, like would I rather be editing or writing like a draft? Like I know some people
Mhm.
circulate around that, like, oh, I'd rather be writing or I'd rather be editing. Like I don't like the drafting stage. So that's something I'm always curious to hear how folks feel
Oof,
about
the
those
first draft.
places.
Forgot how frustrating the stage is.
Yeah, yeah.
Hence the 2 month writer's block.
Yeah.
But
Or I'm also running into the issue, and others have brought it up too, where like you plot something, you have a
Mhm.
whole plot line mapped out, right? Save the cat, beat sheet, whatever you want to do. And then you start writing it and you're like, this is no longer following that structure. Or
Right.
we're
They're
veering
supposed
way
to
off.
turn right and they were supposed to turn left, but
Characters are just starting to write the book themselves at some point.
honestly, they do.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm experiencing with the second book, which is really like weird.
Yeah.
And of course, like, so The Puppet Master is my debut, so I've never finished a book before that. But now branching off of that and working on the second, like, oh, you guys kind of have like figured yourselves out. Like you just wrote that scene. I I'm just typing away and you
Yeah.
guys chatted
Like,
through
I
that
don't know.
whole thing.
I
Okay.
just work here, man.
Really. Oh my gosh. I'm like oh, of course I'm blanking on what this position is, but like in a legal setting where the person is just typing down whatever they hear.
Oh, like a stenographer in a court
Yeah.
room
Yes.
type thing. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
yeah.
I would never have come up with that, so thanks.
All good. I'm here for like the most obscure references, and then don't ask me what I had for breakfast this morning though, because I couldn't tell you. But I
You
could
have a
pull that one out
fantastic
from
you have a fantastic mug though for your coffee.
you. Oh, let's see if I can grab it without
Oh
disrupting.
yes.
Ooh, zoom in my face, my Foxy
I
mug.
love it.
It does say hello, Foxy.
Cute. Oh my
Means
gosh.
I have to drink it like this, which is kind of weird,
Oh
like
yeah,
in
with the ears.
face. Yeah,
It does
instead
kind
of
of give you like a little mouth spot
it
though.
does. Oh, that
Perfect.
should be another episode. We should just like highlight like writer mugs because I'm
Oh my
sure
gosh.
most of us have an eclectic collection.
That would be so fun.
Yeah.
An extra little episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the equivalent of like a novella but for like a podcast episode,
Yeah,
like a
right?
short?
A little
Yeah.
mini. Yeah. So it wouldn't be a mini series because it's not a series, but just like a 10-minute hi.
Not quite a short, not quite a yeah, an episode, something. I'm
Right.
sure. I'm sure there's a word for it. We were just talking about that. We don't know all the right words for all the things sometimes, but
Mhm.
it's out there.
Definitely. Creative language gets us there.
Yeah.
Just describe the thing.
So I'm glad we were talking about actually the some of the stages and phages, no, phages of bio words. See, this is just the
I
word episode. Um, Stages and phases of writing, of editing, of publishing, etc. I think we wanted to bring to today's episode some ways to help
mhm.
make some of those things less painful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
making sure continuation of our last episode, we were talking about world building. This might be a good transition to like help folks as they continue to write in their drafting stage or even some of their plotting or pantsing or planting. But just thinking about some of the world building aspects that will create a good grounded system and a believable place for your readers to come to and get familiar with. So yeah, I don't know how you want to start, but I know that there's like some foundational knowledge that you should be considering. And like, if you want to create your short list, we can get started with maybe some of those. And then like our definitely don't miss this, don't forget these things list.
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
Okay.
So first, of course, you need to figure out like what your setting is, right? Like, are
Mhm.
you going to be creating your world, or are you going to be having a setting of a modern day, or it doesn't even have to be modern day, but realism, right? And you are having your story wind through a realistic place. Um, I think
Kind
that,
of like,
oh
oh,
no,
sorry, I was going to give an example, right? Like
yeah.
we've got so many books that they might start here on Earth and then they end up in a secondary world, or they're entirely secondary, have no crosswalk with Earth at all, and what we know to be real, or are they entirely earthbound and it could be through, like, I think that's what we were talking about last time, right? Like your other work in progress is historical Earth with fantastical, elements. And then, there are also, well, obviously contemporary modern day stories too. So the whole gradient. So pick one and go with it.
Right, exactly. And stay true to it too. Like
Yeah.
don't change if you're going to be in your own world, then make sure that you have an idea of what your world of what's important in your world, the cultures in your world. Do you
Mhm.
have religion in your world? Do you have governments in your world? Like
Economy.
really,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like try to really think of what's our world? What are the different aspects of our world and how do I recreate that into my own version of what I want it to be? Um, you had a really great point before with when we were talking before with magic and magic systems. I think that that kind of goes hand in hand with it because, uh, if you create this world and you don't have structure to it, then that, what is the world? And
Right.
that's similar to like magic, if you have a magic system that just anyone can use, anybody has it. There's no uh, checks and balances on that system. Then what's the point of it?
Yeah.
Or yeah. Uh,
Yeah. Isn't it I know it's a tagline, I think, from probably more than one series, but like magic always comes at a price, right? I think once upon a time that was a big thing in that TV series. Magic always comes at a price. Um, there's equivalent exchange. There's, all these different rules that I think guide a good magic system, but can probably also guide a lot of these other systems. Like again, whether it comes back to politics or, you know, almost anything. It's like if you tug on one thing here, it's probably going to be connected to another thing over here. And I think taking time to figure out what those relationships are is going to just, it might not always come out on the page, but I think it'll be really effective and come out in your writing as you
right.
as you develop some of that. And there are some, maybe we can get into that a little bit later. I think there are some world building like websites and tools that
Mhm.
some folks use.
Yeah,
And we can try to find some of those and recommend
yeah,
at least what we've heard of.
right. No, that sounds great. Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
so we've got magic systems, we've got things you mentioned like the culture, which is like the religion, the politics, the economy. Um, what does their art look like? What does their history look like? Is there a history between, if you've got a kingdom, are there neighboring kingdoms, and is there a relationship? Or have there been wars? Like, is there a military? Are there social hierarchies? Is there like is there poverty? Is there, the whole spectrum of different social classes, right?
exactly. And with that, I'd lump in geography too.
Yeah.
You don't want to have a kingdom be described as being mountainous and on top of a mountain peak or something, and then a few chapters later, they're in the desert.
Hmm.
So making sure that your geography is really mapped out, or even like drawing like a small map for yourself. I have like just next to me, uh, like really bad sketches. Oh, you probably can't see it.
Blurry.
On my
It's a
face.
blurry map.
That's a blurry map. I
We're not
was
ready for the map reveal yet, Karin.
no.
It's
Book cover possibly, but yeah, not the map. But just like while I'm writing scenes, that was just a description of one of the rooms in my book that I kept finding myself confused as to where the exits were. So like I
Mm,
only have like three doors, but this one was on my left and now it's over there, and so it just really helps you as you're writing to have that mark, like, no, okay, I know where this is supposed to be. The
yeah.
chairs are over there across from this exit, and my characters need to walk through them to get to there. Yeah, so it just helps make it a lot more streamlined. And then I think it shows in your scene too, you know, it's not confusing, it's more focused for the reader so they can fully immerse themselves into your book and your
Yeah.
story. And then similarly as well, so how long is it going to get, or how long is it going to take to get somewhere if you're traveling within your book? That was something that I struggled with Child of the Silver Wheel because you're walking everywhere. So how long I had Google Maps up next to me. It's like, okay, if I'm starting here, how long is it gonna take me to walk to Snowdonia? Like,
Yeah.
can I
Yeah.
do that? Are there too big of rivers in the way? Or is there a surprise mountain that I'm not considering? So yeah, Google Maps is definitely a huge help to that if your world is based on Earth, of course.
Mhm.
And if it's not, if it's one that you've created, then really try to use your map and figure out, okay, how great of a distance is this, or am I going to put portals in here? You know.
Yeah, or can you create challenges that'll your characters will have to overcome? I did the same thing. I used Google Maps to measure, can I walk through this mountain pass in a
Yeah,
day?
yeah.
Right? Like, is that feasible? I was surprised that you could. It would be a stretch, but I think for my characters who literally exist like only outdoors and do this all the time, pretty realistic for them. Um, that said, you have the opportunity, even if you don't have if your world isn't based on our Earth, you can still use those maps and be like, okay, so generally this mountain pass is, only about a 20-mile stretch. And the roads are likely going to be built unless you know, they were made specifically, like, and they were cutting through mountains, but they were built because of this low-lying plateau that was flat enough to build a road on, right? And so you could kind of recreate something similar in that world using, real real examples existing in the world that we know. Um, and I think that's a good kind of mindset to have too, because another big part, like this is one of my like, please don't miss this things, and it's me, so it shouldn't be surprising, but um your flora and fauna, another big world building element. And I think something that I will sing this till I am out of breath, but making it consistent throughout your book and the relationships that the wildlife have with the people, within each guild, or
Yeah,
between species and environments, right? Like, so yeah, I believe strongly that your readers are going to connect with animals by comparing them to the closest thing that they know here on Earth. And so I might not write it this way, but that's just me. I don't No shade against anyone that wants to be creative in how they write their fantastical beasts. Or again, I've seen writers admit to me, they're like, well, I have two species that would normally never exist in the same spaces in real life. And I'm like, you know what? That's okay. But as long as you help the reader like get some footing, get some grounding as to like why this might be a little bit different than what they're used to, so that, you know, they can make a connection with the creatures that you're writing without misinforming them about the creatures that they know
right.
and are familiar with here, if that makes sense.
No, it does. It does.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's, I don't know, I think that's pretty much most of the foundation. I kind of breezed through it, but I think, you know, there are broader scales and finer scales of world building that make a story, make a scene, make a chapter. And I think the more you have worked some of this out, like I said before, you don't always have to describe every single thing, but it's gonna bleed into the page depending on how your characters are interacting with their setting, with their culture, as cultures clash, as social hierarchies might clash. Like the the way that we build the world, I think, is ultimately going to be a reflection of our own, or what we want to see in our own world. So I think those are just some things that have helped me
Yeah.
and maybe others get their footing.
No, I agree. I agree completely. I mean, I'm even just as we're discussing, I'm thinking about, you know, things that I've changed in even the Puppet Master, you know, like when we were talking about magic, I had like all my vampires could do magic. It's like, why not? That's
Yeah.
fun. And then as I'm writing it, like, no, this really doesn't make sense. Like,
Mm,
why would anyone be able to do this? And then I kind of teased it back and was like, okay, with age, you are able to
yeah.
do these certain things, and it's just because of the, you know, the vampiric nature. And then even like flora and fauna, I had one scene that I still love, and I think I'm going to put them somewhere because it was just like so cool. But you know, my setting is a New England cave, and in one of the areas in the chambers of the cave, I put glowworms because I'm like, why not? This is so cool. Like bioluminescence, yes. And then, you know, on my sixth draft, it was like, I really need to change these. Like, this is just so out of place. Like, where are they gonna find glowworms? And would they be able to live here actually? I don't think so. So they changed the fireflies, you know, which are natural to the setting that they're
Right.
supposed to be in. So yeah, it's just like some personal examples of what I've personally experienced within writing my first book.
Mhm.
It's yeah, trying to if anyone can relate, then
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I know we talked a little bit about this in the last episode too, of like realizing the time that you're writing to and
Mhm.
how like again present day conditions might look quite different than historic conditions do. And so
Right.
that can be something that you can speak to. Um, in The Last of the Light, I have a magic system that's based on devotion to the gods, and as the nobility and power, who's like the vessel of their magic, to help run the kingdoms on magic. If their fealty to the gods diminishes, then they lose their magic, and so does the kingdom. And so my main character is in a kingdom that's, the king has lost all faith in the gods. And so the between the two provinces, there's like a push to not have like an industrial revolution, but like we're starting to do more technology based
Yeah.
advances in society versus magical ones. And then like the ones that are fully magic based are seen as like kind of heathens because, like again, that influence of nobility on his subjects
Yes.
causes a lot of really interesting dynamics, I think, culturally across the continent. So
Yeah, that's a really
yeah, that's the one example I thought was kind of hits on some of the things that we were talking about. Not
no,
trying to pat myself in the back, but just as like it,
no, I love
because
that.
of how much I've seen and learned from others
Mm,
in this process. I'm just like, oh, like I need to probably figure this out. And, what does that look like on a small scale? That looks like, maybe statues of Pegasus with their wings knocked off, right? So they just look like horses, right? So these
yeah.
little subtle nods to like, we don't really want to talk about the mystical and the magical things. Like we just, yeah, we're going to focus a little bit more on what we can do as man,
Mhm. Which
relying
then
less on the
has
gods.
its ripple effect, and yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's such a fun kind of uh I'm not thinking of the right word. I feel like today it's just no words.
No words. No.
We're just vibing.
I felt that for the last couple days. I did a training at work and I just admitted fully to this class of like almost 40 strangers. And I'm just like, I'm usually more articulate than this. That's can't say I've improved much, but we'll get there.
It's a foggy week. I don't know. It's been
Oh,
raining here like nonstop. I'm gonna
yeah.
my
Yeah.
head's in the clouds. But no, that's like a really fun theme, I guess, which isn't the
Hmm.
right word, but it's closer to what I'm trying to say, to play with and to expand on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see what you do with that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so if anyone has like their hot world building tips and unique ways that
Mhm.
they've fleshed out their stories, like I think again, as much of a space for us as it is for folks listening and honing their craft. I think we can all stand to keep learning and keep trying to master what we're doing.
Completely agree. Yeah, drop them down below in that comment section. Awesome.
Well, we're I think at our time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, I gotta wrap up, but I'm looking forward to seeing what people say down below and sharing their world building tips and tricks. And if there's anything that you're struggling with too, let us know, because I really appreciate the writing community for our ability to like workshop together and to help each other out to perfect our own individual crafts, and that's really cool. So yeah, drop it down below, and
And we'll see you next time.
yeah, we'll see you next time. If we can do it, you can too.